Alright guys, so for today I have for you a little writer's cottage. It's just a little bitty guy. You can see I'm fussing with the walls here, and I pulled out one of those couches to make sure that the little alcove was right. The idea I had for this little cottage was basically that someone was coming from the big city. They had lived maybe a really fancy corporate life, or maybe like a minor celebrity, or maybe even a major celebrity, and they had decided they wanted like something simpler, something a little bit more quiet out of life, and so they decided to come and they're going to pursue like fiction writing, or maybe they're like historic nonfiction, I don't know, but they moved out to Brindleton Bay because they wanted sort of that quiet country lifestyle, and they wanted something little. I'm really excited about it. You can see here I'm struggling with the roofs just a little bit. I had to ended up cutting away a little bit because I fussed with this roof for too long. You can see I'm still fussing with it. I'm happy with how it turned out in the end, but it took a little while to get there. And I'm putting all the windows in, trying to figure it out. I really like the Strangerville windows, but they ended up making it look really churchy, and the idea was actually like converted boathouse maybe, or like converted worker shack, something like that. Because if you look, it's hard to see in the build video. You can see it a little bit more in the screenshots. We're actually just a hop, skip, and a jump from the beach on one of the cute littler lots. So I wanted it to kind of look like it fit. I really worked hard for the landscaping to make sure it kind of fit the area, because I kind of feel like maybe the weather is like sort of like Maine, or maybe like Rhode Island in the US, sort of that cold coastal like Murder, She Wrote vibes, right? Like it's really cozy and it's warm sweaters, that kind of thing. And so I worked really hard at the landscaping to try to make that look. I struggled with this wall because it ended up looking so plain for so long, because it's just a big flat 2-story, but I ended up adding a little bit of decoration to it, a little bit of landscaping, and it helped quite a bit. The front of the house was kind of the same thing. It was just such a big area, and we have a lot of wall decorations, but we don't have a lot of like, I would hang this on the front of my house decorations. I really wish we had like a big rustic star, like one of those big copper stars. That would be amazing. I had one on the front of my house for a very long time. It would look very cool. I ended up putting hearts there for now. I think that changes. I don't think those hearts stay. But you can see I'm trying to maybe pick some copper accents here. I'm trying to, on the outside, I really wanted it to mesh with Brindleton Bay. It's not actually a pet-friendly house, which feels weird because this is the cats and dogs world. It could be with a little bit of modification. There's just no pet stuff in it, and I do use a ladder when we do the inside, because ladders are fairly new and novel, and I wanted to use one, but pets can't use the ladders, so that's my knowledge. So I really like this little area, and I did end up using that little sunspot, whatever he is. I like him. He's really cute in there, and I really like that little area. So I'm really happy with that. And again, you can't see from the build video, but she could sit there and watch the water, watch people play on the beach. It's all very coastal and very cute. I really like the front porch here. This took a little bit of fussing, and actually it was kind of a disappointment at first. Yeah, here you can see, I'll take away the hearts here in a minute. I really wanted to use copper on the roofs. I thought they'd be really pretty, and I don't know if it was the lighting of this lot, because I've used copper before and it's been really cute, but I don't know if it was the lighting of this lot or whatever it was, but the copper did not work. You'll see here in a minute. I think I fussed with it for like exactly too long before I decided it just looks really blown out. Changing the lighting around and stuff. But I do have copper accents around the lights, or copper. I really like it. I thought it kind of fit. Yeah, here, see, it just looks so... It looks okay, I guess, there, but it really just looks so orange, which I know copper is orange, but I mean, it looks so blown out and ridiculous. I was hoping more for like that color. That was perfect, but I couldn't get it to fit right the way I wanted it to. So frustrating. But it was okay. It ended up looking really cute with the little black roofs, or the little like Grace Lady roofs. So I think I ended up going with metal. I can't remember. Ooh, goodness, get your camera together. Yeah, that's where I figured out I built it wrong on the lot. Hey, whatever, we're all learning. So, and I start messing around with the landscaping and stuff. This does work. It doesn't look like it works. Oh, I haven't built it yet. I put a little cute fence around the trash can to hide it, and I was really worried it wasn't going to work, but it does. I'm really excited. I player tested it. She's fine throwing stuff out there. Paths are so annoying because we can't go to the end of the lot. Well, we can with paths, but we can't with fencing. And it's so annoying because it would have been really cute with like a little lined path. I'm glad. I'm happy with the way the path turned out in the end. Not this. I believe I erased this and started again, or I color it maybe more. But yeah, you can't run like the little fencing barriers to the end of the lot, and that's annoying. So putting some trees in. I'm really happy with the landscaping. I usually hate landscaping. Like, it's generally my least enjoyable part of building. But I'm really proud of how the landscape turned out here. I think it was easier for me because I grew up in sort of a coastal area. I grew up in sort of the northern coastline, west coast of the United States, and so it felt kind of like furnishing at home, so it was a little bit easier. But yeah, see there you can see the little cover for the trash can. Maybe it'll keep raccoons from tipping it over. I doubt it. Let's be honest, they'll still tip it over. Not raccoons, the neighbors, but it'll still get tipped over. I should be picking them here shortly. Yes, I'm really excited about the hydrangeas because, yeah, there are hydrangeas. Yeah, because hydrangeas tell you about their soil with their color. Like you don't go and buy pink hydrangeas or like purple hydrangeas. They tell you about the soil based on what color they turn when they grow. And so I was really excited because I worked exactly too hard on trying to make the colors line up nice. Here I thought about stairs, but I really wanted to use the ladder, and I had really kind of built the house for the ladder. But I really was excited going back to my hydrangeas. I was really excited because I worked really hard on trying to make the colors blend like they would in real life. It totally doesn't matter to the lot. It doesn't change play style at all, but those hydrangeas make me happy. So there you go. It's really dark, the video right now. I apologize for that. I do have a tendency to do that to myself. I'll build in the dark and then wonder why everything is terrible and awful, and then I turn the lights on and I'm amazed. But I wanted to go with a fairly white, bright kitchen because it is kind of small. It's a small little house. And I didn't go with like a specific dining area. I just did stools because it's just her or it's just him. I did build a sim for this. Her name is Camilla, and she's a writer. And she's very excited to be living in Brindleton Bay, so I refer to her quite a bit, but like she's gonna have close friends over, but she's not gonna have like huge dinner parties anymore. She's over that, so she doesn't have like a defined dining space. She can eat on her couch or at her little bar there. I struggled so hard with this wall, and I almost changed the windows, but it was looking very churchy. It was just a mess. Here you can see I went overboard with the lights because I got tired of it being dark. I thought about shiplap for a while because I'm a big fan of Joanna Gaines, and I do something akin to shiplap. I do wood on the wall, but I end up getting rid of that white shiplap, I think. Maybe not. No, I think I get rid of the white shiplap. I can't remember. It turns out being sort of a white and brown theme is really cute, in my humble opinion. Yeah, this is closer to where we end up. And then I do a nice tile on the backsplash. I think I end up going with more of a blue. The kitchen is fairly contemporary. The kitchen is almost verging on modern, but that makes sense when you think about like her moving from the big city. You know, maybe she had like a high-rise apartment or something. And some of the furnishings I kind of went that way too. The idea of like, you know, she brought her furnishings from her apartment, so some of it's a little maybe more modern. And I don't know if she converted this herself or maybe she found it this way, but whoever converted this building was like, yeah, we definitely need like more modern conveniences here. Here you can see all my plants clipped through, which was fantastic. That is not uncommon for me to do, but I needed the landscaping out of the bathroom so I could actually do the bathroom. This bathroom annoyed me so much because I put too many windows in, and I ended up eventually here, I'll get rid of a window, but I actually had to, like I fiddled with this mirror for so long, and I actually had to walk away from this bathroom because it frustrated me. I was like, I need to go do something else. Because I wanted the windows in there. I wanted it to be really light and bright and airy. Looking back, that was kind of dumb because it's a bathroom. You don't want that many windows in a bathroom anyway. But I think for the aesthetic of the outside, I didn't want to change that too much. I did end up getting rid of a window, which we'll see here in a second. Yeah, I think, yeah, here's where I got frustrated and left. I do end up getting rid of the window so I can put a mirror in, and it actually makes everything 100 times better. So, and again, I actually was really happy with the landscaping out here, which is really uncommon for me. I'm not a huge landscape person. I usually get like a tree and I'm over it. But yeah, I was really happy with how everything turned out. And then I could put a really pretty mirror in here. I don't remember which mirror I chose, but you get a mirror in here, and it's a sparse bathroom. She definitely is not a cluttery kind of sim. She's very sort of neat and needs to be able to focus. But you know, she likes having everything put together still. This is my favorite part of the house, absolutely. It takes a little bit to come together, but I love the bedroom. I can see myself spending time in this bedroom. I can absolutely see the Sims spending a lot of time up here reading and researching. I love that chair. I use that chair way too much in builds. It's such a nice chair. This took forever. I couldn't decide on a dresser, and I almost gave up on it. I was like, I'm gonna put something else. I'm gonna put like a desk there or something. But I ended up finding a dresser I liked. This room feels really cozy, almost to the point of cramped, but not quite. But this is definitely the most cluttered room in the house. You can definitely tell it's kind of like her sanctuary. And so lots of big bookshelves. I do end up moving that, yeah. But I like that bookshelf. The only thing, okay, one more complaint. The only thing that I wish with that bookshelf is I wish it had a single. It would be so nice. It'd be so nice for building built-ins and stuff. Not a big deal. I ended up putting some cute, what are those called? Suitcases down so that she could put another little bookshelf there. And like I said, she's just moving in, so maybe, you know, she was a world traveler at some point or something. I don't know. She's got maybe a really cool backstory, but I just wanted it to look like all her collection of books was here. That she just had so much, and she was like a closet reader and a closet writer for so long, and she's just really accepting that part of herself now. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I finished that room. I kind of did a weird thing with this build in that, yeah, I'm still fussing with this room, in that I kind of like laid it out and then came back and cluttered it later on, which usually I kind of focus on a room, but I think it helped this time because I didn't get quite as annoyed with some of the rooms as I could have. This room was annoying because it didn't line up, and I didn't pay attention, but it doesn't line up. But I guess it's kind of real to true life, right? Like, you get a weird house and you just have to deal with it. I think it's cute. I think it's very cozy. I can absolutely see, like, myself or someone sitting on the floor in front of that couch with, like, the whole table full of research. Maybe watching, like, some sort of news outlet, or more commonly, like, Diagnosis Murder or some, like, old crime show, right? Just hanging out and enjoy, and maybe it's raining outside. I can't wait to see this house with the seasons weather. It's gonna be, I bet it's gonna be so cozy, like, you hear the rain outside and be sitting inside. Camilla has it lucky. She has it lucky. So this wall was hard because, like, that fits really well there, and I think I ended up leaving it, but I wanted to be really careful to not have, like, too much clutter, but also not, like, super hyper modern things, because I wanted it to look like she brought some of her furniture, but, like, she didn't just, like, redesign her apartment in this little house, you know? And that's not what she was hoping for, so she wanted to start fresh, and that's why it's kind of sparse as well. Got the fire extinguisher in there because my Sims have a habit of lighting themselves on fire. Yeah, and I went back and forth. I sized that down, and looking at it, I still think I was right in that, but it's so funny because, like, the knives and the utensils, some of them look sized right for the Sims, and I was looking at that. It must be like an art piece and not meant, I mean, obviously it's an art piece, it's not meant to be used, but they must have intended it to be more, like, abstract, because it looked so huge. I was trying to think of, like, a Sim, and I was like, that looks so huge for a Sim to actually use, which kind of cracked me up. I hadn't really thought about that before, and I was staring at it going, that just looks massive. I love that rug. I've never used that rug before. I found it and was like, this is amazing. I want that in real life, to be honest. That would go great in my personal room. Lots of little decor here. It's a little bit, I said, oh yeah, it's gonna be really clean and sparse. She's starting new, and then I clutter up the bedroom like crazy. Here's the outside. It does have a little balcony, and she does have a little easel out there because I wanted to give her something to do when she wasn't writing, something creative to do when she wasn't feeling like writing, or maybe she was blocked. Got some screenshots. I really do like the kitchen. I could see myself cooking in that kitchen. This house is definitely tiny, but I think it would work for, there's Camilla. I think it would work for one or maybe two Sims. Like, maybe Camilla could get married. She could have a boyfriend or a girlfriend come up, and yeah, and it's got a double bed, so they could both sleep. You'd have to bump out a wall for kids. And if you had a pet, they'd have to stay downstairs, or you'd have to, like, bump out a wall for stairs. But I think it would work for one or two Sims. I think it would work for one Sim really well. Like, it's definitely intended to be a one Sim house, but it's really cute, and I'm really happy with it. The bathroom is very plain, but it's very just sort of clean. Like, there's not a lot of surfaces you'd have, like, a hard time wiping down. You just have to do, like, your grout lines. It'd be great. So, yeah. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll check out my other stuff. Linked is Camilla's cast build and the playlist for all of our Sims speed builds. Hope you guys are having an awesome day wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon.